Welcome back to FMGP. My name is Mark, and today we're going to be installing the doubler into the XJ. Okay, today is the day. We're going to go ahead and start installing the 205 doubler. Now, a couple things I want to do to get ready for the install. I want to go ahead and clean out the cab for the reason that I anticipate, I know it's going to happen. I'm going to have to cut some flooring out of the rig to make room for the doubler and massage some metal here and there. And it would just be easier if the seats weren't here or the console wasn't here. So I'm going to go ahead, pull this out, get this up out of the way, maybe clear out the back here a little bit more. Get my fire extinguisher. I have new seats that are going to go in when this is all said and done. So these will probably not be going back in the rig. Got to put these in storage. Just clean this area out so I have room to work. All right, so everything's out of the rig and it's looking pretty good. The console, I'm going to do a custom center console to make room for the triple shifter. This is going away eventually, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the factory shifter, if I'm going to go with a Winters or not. We'll figure that out later. But anyway, so my seat bracket design, I was originally kind of on the fence, but I think it might have lent me exactly what I need. I expect that I'm going to have to mess with the tunnel in this area right here. And that really will allow me all this room to work with. I expect maybe to pull the tunnel maybe out this far and kind of go around there, because the trip with the doubler will do is extend the current location of my 231 out about 8 to 10 inches, which is right about here. So that's perfect. So Yahtzee there. We're going to get under the rig right now, drop the belly pan, see what we're working with. Like the look of that. Look at that performance exhaust. All right, so we have our 231, which looks like it has a little bit of a leak. Got to take a look and find out where that is. Some things I'm going to have to take off is the rear drive shaft, the front drive shaft, the linkage, which is right here, electrical connection for the speedo gear, and then the mounting point. If you can see right above this web stuff right here is where it's bolted. I think it's 5 bolts, 5 studs that the transfer case bolts into. All right, well, since I'm right here, I'm gonna push this red tab down, just like that, and this should come off. There it is. All right, so new day. Let's get that transfer case out of there. So first, I'm just gonna drain it, so that way I don't gotta worry about any fluid kind of, emptying out on me. And then we'll go ahead and start pulling the drive shafts, the linkage, and then get it off the transmission. All right, so I'm starting with a 30 mil. Go ahead and drain this so it's just a little bit lighter and a little less I have to deal with. All right, so I have 8mm bolts for the front drive shaft and the rear drive shaft. Just make sure you chuck your wheels so it doesn't roll off on you. Now it'll pull the linkage on the shifter. I got the transmission gently supported so I can lower this cross member here. This will give me a little bit more room to work. I'll be able to lower the transmission just a little bit, and I'll be able to get on top of the transfer case, which is kind of hard to see right now. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll lower this. So you do need to take out the trans mount bracket to get to this lower bolt here. And now we have pretty good room. We can get to 1, 2, 3, I think 4, 5. I think there's 6 total, but that will allow me to lower the transmission down just a little bit and have a little bit more room to work. So I think these are 9/16 as well. I'll tell you right now, 9/16. Yep, these are 9/16 as well. All right, so I was able to get this really tight one right over, this really tight bolt right up here with the shorty, little stubby wrench, and it worked out. So let's see if I don't break something here by lowering this down. You know what? I don't even want to risk it. Let me go get my transmission jack. Oh. The breather, grab the breather. Be right back. Okay. So to help lift this thing up so I'm not killing myself, so I'm going to modify this transmission jack. Alright, so I'm not sure exactly how much of that was caught on camera. Basically, I made the killdozer of transmission jack lifts. So when I measured the bottom of my transmission to the floor in the current state, I was about 30 inches of clearance from the floor to the bottom of the transmission. This jack here, before I made this adjustment, only went to 23 inches off the ground. So what I'm going to do is lower the transmission so it angles down. I'm also going to use the suck down winch in the front, which I've already kind of done. That actually gets me to about 27 inches. So I'll be able to, with my lift, I should have 1 or 2 inches above what I really need to get this thing lined up. But I'm just making some preparatory things before I do. I'm going to go ahead, remove the factory shifter, get that out of there, just so that way there's one less thing in the tunnel that I have to worry about. So give me a second, I'm just going to remove this. I'm getting ready to set up or fix the stud pattern here so I can go ahead and get this thing mounted. Now, before I did that, I want to do a comparison from size from the 231 to the 205. Now, I was actually rather shocked when I went to measure from yoke mating face here, or from the end of the yoke to the mounting surface on both. Now, excuse the writing here. The 235 was 16¼ inches. The 205 was 18.5. Now that I expected. I actually expected it to be much larger, but that's not the case. It's only really, what is that, 2¼ inches longer. So that's not bad. Now the overall side to side, from like one side to the other, and I did use a straight edge and a tape measure on this one, was 18¼ on the 231 and 18¾ on the 205. So it's only about a ½ inch wider than the 231. And then the other thing that I checked was how tall the boxes were compared to each other. The 231 was 9¼ inches. I'm sorry, 9⅛ inch. The 231 was 9⅛. The 205 was 9�3. So pretty darn comparable, but this has way more strength. I wish this thing weighed as much as this. I really did, because it's going to make this next phase so much easier. Well, either way, let's set up. I'm going to get the template for the studs so I can throw it in. Now I'm going to mirror what the 231 was, because my skid plate is set up for this box in the factory stock, the clocking. I want to see if I can get this thing up mounted and see if it'll sit in. Since it's fairly close, I want to see if I can get it and have the same clocking orientation. That way I don't have to really mess with too much. But the part that I'm dreading the most is actually getting this darn thing off the table onto my Frankenstein transmission jack. So we'll have fun with that. All right, so just looking at this kind of right off the clip, I see a problem. Not the biggest thing in the world. So if I were to line this up, the mating surface to the end of the transmission, I'm going to have to manhandle the transfer case over my rear cross member. So I think the rear cross member has to come out. Not the end of the world, not what I was hoping for, but not the end of the world. So let me go rip this out. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart on me. I don't think it will. And we'll go from there. All right, so I was able to pivot this back, my cross member here. All right, so something kind of happened that I was fearing was going to happen, was that this bar here was going to come in contact with the area that I need to clear out. Now, what I'm going to try to do is start by cutting as little as possible. So if you see these little dots, I'm actually going to try to do a bend here. I'm going to cut this out the best I can, this little X here, and start with that, because I don't want to, like, I'm not afraid to do panels here. In fact, actually, I was thinking about doing like a removable panel that I can bolt in and out and pull out in case I need to service something from the top, get to the detents or something like that. Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm not opposed to it. So I think I might start doing something similar. Now, what I'm going to try to do, this is kind of right against here, but I want to try cutting this panel out here and bending it up and up out of the way, and see if I can get the transfer case to sit where I want, and in which case I'll just literally tie the sheet metal into this bar and just kind of go from there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do kind of like a, I'm going to have to do some type of a different seat bracket, which I'm also not opposed to doing. Not my first choice. I really like this setup, but obviously I need to fit the transfer case. I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to lap the bar off right here, here, and then here, so this whole section can come out. I'll probably end up cutting all this out just for this little box here. And I'm also probably going to take this panel up even higher, because no matter what, even if I go up much higher, I still can't connect to the transmission. I'm still going to be like hitting this. So I'm just going to open this up, give myself all the room in the world to work without going overboard, and then I'll patch panel this when I'm done. So let's get going. So I made a little bit of a bigger hole, and I've been able to get, it's kind of hard to see, but it's really, really close. I just have to clock the transfer case ever so slightly this way, which is a pain in the butt because this thing is very, very heavy. But right now it looks like this is going to work. So yeah, let's I'm gonna try to finagle this the best I can to get it to sit. So let's see what happens. All right, so my night is over. My jack decided it wanted to die on me. The thread there, the freaking giant bolt, bent, and it's not going anywhere. So I gotta figure out another way to get this thing up in the air. I killed my transmission jack. I don't know if I technically showcased it, but it's basically seized in place. And rightly so. This is a cheap jack. I think I got it on sale for $100. It served its purpose. I got my usage out of it, but it is no longer going to be used. I have the Harbor Freight 2,000 pounder, which is definitely overkill, but I do plan on doing a couple more transmissions in my lifetime, so I wanted to have this. This has a tilt feature and everything, yada yada yada. But anyway, let's get this thing swapped over so I can get this thing you know, slammed into the rig. Okay, but before I get too far, I'm going to go ahead and swap this over to the new transmission jack. I'm going to raise it up so I can work on it and not have to bend over too much. Swap out the yokes. I do have a plug for my speedo gear, and this thing should be ready to slam into the rig. So let's do it. I'm not going to be running the speedo gear because I don't feel like I'm converting it. This thing is long away from the road. So I'm going to go ahead, plug it up. This is a boat plug. So we'll give this a shot. I saw this on Pirate 4x4, so hopefully it works. But what you do is put this in. You turn this little T-handle thing here, and it tightens up. And it's a removable plug. And I don't have to make a plate or anything. And there we go. Yahtzee. Now the other elephant in the room here is, did I get the right yoke? Lord, okay. Yahtzee! Oh, mint. Mint. Alright. Alright, this is the case. I'm just going to go ahead, buzz this on, do the same in the front. We'll be right back. One step closer. All right, so the jack works really, really well, in my opinion. I'm not fighting with it nearly as much, but I was real close to getting that thing mounted. The only problem is now I have a breather. You can see right there on the top there, it's that brass piece right about there. That is hitting the top of the tunnel. Now, I could maybe I'll get like a 2-inch hole saw, and I'll just hole saw it through, and then I can run a tube through and connect it to all the other breathers. Maybe I'll do that. All right, so I'm sorry I didn't film. I wanted to get this thing up and in, and guess what? It finally is. If you can see, I even have bolts through it. Now, this isn't permanent right now. I actually have the 205 in. The transmission is holding it up. I don't plan on beating it or pushing on it real hard or anything right now. It's literally just placed because what I want to do is test fit my cross members, or not test fit the cross members, put the cross members back in at least temporarily, test fit my my skid plate, and as long as everything clears, or for the most part clears, I should be good to go, and then I can focus on all the other stuff I have to do, which is up here, which is building. I'm going to build a removable floor, at least that's what I anticipate. I might actually extend this a little bit further just so I can get to the detents. But yeah, I want to do a removable floor, and then the fun stuff. Where am I going to put this thing? I'm thinking somewhere like right here, but that all depends on the seat configuration. That's it for today. We'll come back in a day or two and finish this out.